Hello, my name is Sierra Garbers. I'm a professional based in Colorado. My specialty is hair cutting and styling. And today I'm going to be walking you through waving and curling techniques using a curling iron as a continuation of our Salon Styling Essentials program. So you can see my mannequin here has already been prepped. I've blow dried her in quadrants using my Botanical Repair Bond Building Styling Cream and my Flaxseed Aloe as prep products. So the Botanical Repair is great for protecting against heat up to 450 degrees, adding a bit of moisture and shine to the hair. The Flaxseed Aloe is key to use during a styling service where you want to add curl and wave that holds, because it's going to help create an internal hold in these curls that you don't get from just using hairspray. And then of course, we're going to be finishing our guest today with our Control Force Firm Hold Hairspray. Just give that extra polish to the hair, add a little bit of control of flyaways, and really reinforce our style. So I've put our front quadrants away. They are staying out of our way in the front there. And we're just going to be working in the back two quadrants all together. Now for tools, I'm going to be using a 1.25" curling iron. You'll notice it's a spring-loaded curling iron. It's not necessary that you make sure it's a spring-loaded curling iron. You can definitely use a Marcel. I recommend you use whatever you're most comfortable using. And if you're interested in trying a new technique or trying using a different curling iron, go for it. Just don't try it for the first time on a guest. Make sure that you practice on a mannequin head first. I have my heat on my curling iron set below 450 degrees because our Botanical Repair, it only gives heat protection up to 450 degrees, which means you really should be discouraging your guests from using heat above 450 or up to 450. I usually tell people 425 is the max, and most people don't need heat protection most people don't need heat up to 400 degrees even. If you take small enough sections and use proper techniques and proper styling products, typically that will be enough. Let's get to work curling. So I'm going to start with our twisted barrel curl technique. I'm going to go ahead and put away this top hair that we're not using. Try to take manageable sections. Try not to let them be more than 1 inch thick if you can help it. You really do not want them to be any thicker than your curling iron. So for this technique, I'm going to be opening up my iron, and I'm going to be wrapping the hair around the iron and twisting as I go. So I start at the root, and this is where the twist comes in. Hold that hair, and once you have it all on, you're going to clamp it, roll it up towards the scalp, closer to on base. You can feel the hair. If it feels evenly heated through, you're going to turn that iron off to the side, release that curl into your hand, and drop it. It gives you a beautiful waved curl. I'm going to show you again. In case you missed it, watch for the twist. Open up. Twist. I'm not letting go of the hair. I'm holding on to it. Clamp. Roll to the scalp. I'm feeling for even heat. Once it's evenly heated, releasing that vertically into the palm of my hand and then dropping it down. We're gonna leave those curls formed so that they can set and cool, and that's gonna help them stay a little bit longer. Give you a little blast of control force to help hold them in place. And let's move on to our next technique. Hope we're all feeling good about this. If you hear a little bell ringing, it is my cat wandering around the house. It's the little bell on his neck. All right, now we're gonna move on to rolling and smoothing the hair. We're gonna need either a paddle brush or a round brush. It doesn't matter much which you choose to use. A paddle brush is gonna give you a slightly smoother result, or I'm sorry, a more straight result. A round brush is gonna give you a little bit more bounce. So we're gonna brush through the hair, make sure there are no tangles. When we're certain it's not tangled, we're gonna lead with the brush and follow with our closed curling iron. And this part's optional. When you get to the end, you can curl the ends. And look at that. That creates a smooth, polished edge that is not completely straight. It really ends up mimicking the look of a blowout without creating the bounce and the flyaways throughout. It creates bounce in a very controlled manner. All right, I'll show you one more time. We're gonna pull through with our brush. Sorry, that's too big a section. We're gonna pull through with our brush. We're gonna follow it with our iron. Just gently smoothing. And this is when those prep products come in handy, both for the heat protection and also to help give you a little bit of slip as you move down the hair. You wanna fully prep the hair for these styling situations. Little bit of control force. Up close you can see how sleek that result is, how much it tamed those flyaways. Look at the difference in flyaways between this section and this section. Huge difference. And now we're gonna move on to some more free-form soft set techniques. All these techniques can really be used interchangeably based on the effect you're trying to create in the hair. You don't have to stick with just one technique in the hair either. If you want to create volume in one area and you want things to be a little flatter in another, you can combo these techniques on the same head. So you remember in our first section, when we did our twisted barrel curl, we were working horizontally. Now we're gonna work vertically. That means the iron is either pointing down or up. I find down is easier to work with. And we're doing essentially that same curl. It's a barrel curl. We're gonna roll it up. Can close if we like. But notice I didn't twist. That creates more of a silky wave. It doesn't give you that one little twist in the middle that creates a kink. And that twist in the middle is beautiful if that's what you're looking for, but it's important to know how to avoid that if you would like to not have that in the moment. So you can also do different techniques on the same segment of hair. So I'm curling to the left vertically in this section. I only did half the hair strand, and I'm going to take that same hair strand, I'm going to grab the bottom, and I'm going to curl to the right. You can move it a little bit if you want kind of a softer blend of the two sections. Drop it down. It creates this really beautiful, organic, natural wave feel that so many people struggle to mimic. This is one of my favorite techniques. I'm excited to show it. I style my hair like this a lot. It's a variation on rolling and smoothing that creates wave. So we're just kind of clamping it in and rolling with the hair in the direction we want it to go. And I think I want to leave the bottom of this one out. Look at how soft that section is. It doesn't look like it's been curled at all. One last technique. Thanks for hanging in there with me. We are going to smooth the top of the hair, get all the way down to the ends, and roll from the ends up. What this is doing is it's creating a bounce because it's horizontal, it's creating volume, and it's adding the most curl at the very ends of the hair and the least at the top. And that creates a voluminous, bouncy, curled at the ends effect. Now we're going to finish the little bit of Control Force hairspray. I'll let you guys take a look at our results here. Very different curls, all with the same prep products, the same hair type, and the same iron, just different techniques. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day.